Hello everybody, I'd just like to share with you my first DT or design team project for the month of May for Tresors de Luxe, and today I have something sewing related items like sewing notions. As you can see, I've made 3 projects, and in each of those projects I've used 2 different trims from Tresors de Luxe. The first one I've used is the absolutely beautiful pearl trim, which I received in my design team package this month. It's a very thick lace and it's very lush looking, and it's just beautiful. That's all I have left of that. It's been very well used, and I think it was absolutely gorgeous for this project. The other one I've used is an older one that I have, which is still available in the store, and this is what I have left of it. It actually had another border across the top there, but I used that on a different project at another time, and I've used that one as well. All the other things used on the projects were from my own stash. The base of each project was mainly doily, like old doily pieces that I've used on other projects. I do save the bits and pieces, like this particular one that I cut up, and I've used that as a base, and then I've just used pieces of lace that I've had over the top of that, so it gives that kind of look, and they're all from my own stash also. So the first thing that I've made is a needle book or stick pin book, and in this particular case it is a stick pin book because I've run out of felt, and I would normally make some pages out of felt in these kinds of books, but this time it's just a stick pin book. As you can see, I've used wadding, I've used the fabric and the lace. This is the beautiful pearl trim which runs across the top and the bottom, both back and front. And then down either side I have this lovely, more delicate trim from Tresors de Luxe. I've used some thin laces for the ties. I've made a flower using one of the beautiful crepe chiffon flowers from Tresors de Luxe, and some of my own lace underneath just to make it a little bit bigger. And although it's very simple, I think it's quite stunning the way it's turned out. A simple pull of the bow and you open up the book, and like I said, no pages in this particular one. So this is the stick pin book. I've run some silver grey gimp. Sorry about that, my husband just came home early. So I have some silver grey gimp all the way around the edges and a pearl trim on the inside of that. I've left the doily fabric without any lace over it inside because I think this design is just beautiful. It was already on the fabric, so I've left that because no need to cover that, is there? It's just lovely. So that's really simple. If it were a needle book, I would probably make it a little bit smaller and put the felt pages in, perhaps a couple of pockets, but the idea is basically the same, isn't it? So that's the first project I've made. The second one is a scissors case. It's actually made for a slightly bigger pair of scissors than these two, but I just wanted to put something in there to give you the idea of what it was. Once again, using the fabric with the lace over the top and this gorgeous trim just around the top, and a piece down the bottom coming to the point, and another of the beautiful flowers from Tresors de Luxe. I've also attached a little handmade strawberry to the scissor holder, and this has just got sponge inside. It doesn't have the regular emery that they normally have because I'm yet to find some at a reasonable price, but once I do I will be using that. It has I've just used one of these flower things for the top of the strawberry. just one of these like little acrylic kind of flowers, and I've used that upside down, put a spacer on it and attached it to the scissor holder. This is also made out of wadding, and the inside is just lined with a bit of fabric. So that's my second project, and the third project I've made is a tape measure cover, and I think it's absolutely adorable. I was originally inspired by a picture I found on Pinterest, and I'll put a link to the tutorial in the description box below, but I did not follow that tutorial because it involved using felt, and like I said, I don't have any felt. It's just a pull-out tape measure. We have centimeters on that side, we have inches on that side, and it just retracts in there. And I think it'd be a lovely way to give a gift to somebody who likes to sew or craft in general. And I've used the beautiful trim underneath the flower and just the flower on top. And if anybody's interested, I will do a quick how-to on how I made this on the end of this video. And I hope you like what I've made today. I've absolutely enjoyed using these beautiful trims from Tresors de Luxe, and I will put all the relevant information and links in the description box to the store and the Facebook page in the description box below. So thank you very much for joining me today, and take care. Bye bye. Okay, I just recorded this once, but unfortunately it didn't film, and I'm not quite sure why, so I'll just use what I've already done, and hopefully you'll be able to see quite easily. So I've started out, now I don't have another tape measure, but I do have a washi tape, so the concept is the same. And just let's pretend this is a small tape measure, and there's a little button there that rewinds the tape. So what we do is we first cut a circle from our fabric approximately twice the size of your tape measure. You will need to run a gathering stitch all the way along the edge, but you need to just leave a little gap where the two where you started and when you finished. Once you finish running the stitch, place your tape measure in the center. Firstly, just apply a little bit of glue. Now remember, we have a button in the center. Let's get the glue out. Just apply a little bit of glue around the edge of your tape measure, not too much. You can even smear it a little bit with your finger so that it's just tacky and it's not, there's not too much going on. Put it in the center of your fabric and press down so it holds. Where you started and finished your running stitch, you're going to cut to the base of your tape measure like I've done there. On one side, the side you started your gathering, you're going to just fold the edge over like that and glue it down so it has a nice neat finish on the other side. Now this little gap needs to line up with this tab where your tape measure comes out. As you can see, this is the top edge that is folded over for a nice neat finish, and that's the other side there. So I've already glued mine. Like I said, I recorded it before. This side I'm not going to fold, because if you have it thick under here, you can pull your tape measure out fine, but it will catch on it when it goes in, and so you can't have a lot of thickness going on under here. So keep that in mind. You don't want your fabrics and things to be too thick under there, otherwise it's not going to sit properly. Now you're going to draw in your gathering like so. You're going to tuck that side and have the folded edge over the top, and then you're going to course, I've got a hole there, but on a tape measure you won't have a hole. You're going to like have it so it's like that, and that's where your little tab will stick out. As you can see, this part here you need to glue down. You need to, I'll just put a little bit on, it'll be able to, it's only a bit of washi tape. So you're going to glue that down like that to hold it nice and flat. That is that part there underneath the tab, and you're going to really press it so it goes down there nicely into that little slot, and so that it lays flat enough that your tape runner, your tape measure can go in and out with no problem. And then when you pull this, you're going to try and, when you stitch it, which I'm not going to do for this, you will, when you stitch it, you will have that coming over the top, at the top there. Whoops, sorry, out of shot. You will have the folded side coming over the top of the other side, just to keep it all nice and neat, like that. See, it just looks like a little gather, but what it does is it just finishes it off really nicely. Then you get to decorate this side however you want. You could put trim around the edge, but just keep in mind you cannot put anything under that little tab that will make it catch or anything like that. Your button is on the bottom. It's not, you know, there's nothing getting in the way, so it's easy to press. Don't put your button under your decoration though, because you won't be able to push it. So make sure your button is on the bottom of the tape measure. And I hope that was easy to follow. Sorry I didn't have another tape measure, but the concept is, you know, the same sort of thing. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Bye bye.